Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 25 of Broadcast UGC. I'm Galactrix, and coming at you from the other side of the world, it's Bazag.
Hello, everyone. Just got up 20 minutes ago, so if I yawn, please forgive me.
What mission are we playing this week, Bazag?
We're playing Federation Desperation by Mazikin. It's a Klingon entry into the first Foundry competition held by PWE Brandflakes. So we're doing it as part of Klingon Awareness Week, number 2.
And can you read us the mission description, because I've just closed it?
Yep, sure. The Federation and the Klingon Empire are conducting peace talks on Risa. The Federation hopes to form an alliance to combat the Borg forces that continue to encroach into both governments' territory. Can you help ensure that these treaty talks go smoothly, or will the Borg have only limited resistance when they fully invade? Report to the Zarantine system in the Pyrcanus sector to start the mission.
And that's just where we happen to be. So, are we ready to get in there?
Oh, yes. Well, let's just talk to this general. And they've put Klingon in. Nuke, Lieutenant General. The High Council has an important mission for you. As you may be aware, we have a meeting with the Federation on Rise to discuss a treaty that would benefit our efforts in protecting the Empire in the Alpha and Beta quadrants from the Borg. While I have no doubt that the Empire would be able to destroy the Borg threat alone, it may not hurt to allow the Borg to take a nice chunk out of the Federation forces. It will make them even more susceptible to an attack after the quadrants are secured. The Stallonians are the mediators of these treaty talks. While we've not had much contact with them, the Council is sure that they will side with the Federation should any disputes erupt. You were ordered to go to the Risa system and assist the Klingon delegation there. Lieutenant General, see that Starfleet does not smooth talk their way into a more favorable negotiation.
I have no idea what this mission is going to be about, because I have not played it before. Have you played it before?
I haven't played it before, but the contest was fairly specific about some elements of the story, so I won't give that away to anyone who hasn't, who doesn't know.
Yeah, I heard that it had. It had to include, like what I mentioned in the description, the Stallonians, and something happening on Risa. So that's all I know. I can remember. So let's get in there and find out what's going on. Rendezvous with Federation escort in the Zarantine system. Sir, I'm detecting a Federation escort on the other side of the asteroid belt.
Enter the system and hail the USS Ashcroft. Oh, and I'm in. I think I'm, oh, there you are. Boo.
Oh, there you are. So where's the USS Ashcroft then?
It's... Look at the map. There we go. Follow the edge of this asteroid belt. Oh.
I think you've got Mogai escorts attacking you.
I don't know why that heavy plasma torpedo never blew up. I suppose I should actually heal myself.
So
Okay, that was a
not
bit weird.
detecting. Yeah, that was a bit weird, because that was the first time I've had tested the combat in this ship for a while. I haven't played this character for a long time. Sir, I'm not detecting any Romulan ships in the vicinity. The cowardly Starfleet ship. It's still at previous location. I'm not that aware that you yourself needed any help.
Let's confront them. It's a nice way to write around the whole. Oh no, we can't move.
Yeah, oh no, we can't move. That's so funny. I hope they can move in season 6, and then we were like, yeah, there you go, they move.
So yes, we've got actually got noticed some news that's been posted on Starbase UGC. The demo record bug has been fixed.
No way. How? When?
I'm not just I think it was just published put on this morning. So uh,
Hopefully, this means we can start using demo record in the
I'm not.
Foundry again. And
Hang on, I've just got to actually read the forum post. So I'm not sure. It's a April Fool's. Damn it!
it was an April
I got
Fool's joke.
I got fooled. I got fooled. It was a Rickroll.
Who the hell posted it then?
Yes.
Zero.
No, it was Kirkvat
Brown
actually
flakes.
posted it on
Oh,
the
Kirkvat. I thought it was an actual dev who posted it, because Zero usually posts the patch notes, and well, Brown Flakes makes jokes. Let's have a look at this. Talk to USS Ashcroft. Do you want to do this voice?
Yep. Hello, Lieutenant General. I'm Captain Watson of the USS Ashcroft. I was beginning to think you weren't coming. We noticed your little skirmish with the Romulans. Are you all right?
Klingons are not as fragile as Starfleet officers.
I'm sure they aren't, Lieutenant General. I'm sure they aren't. Now, if you'll kindly follow us to Raza, we can see that you get there safely.
Are you in an alliance with the Romulans?
What an absurd question. Of course we aren't. The Romulan Empire is severely fractured now. This was undoubtedly a small faction trying to capture some prisoners and salvage your ship.
They'll have to do better than that.
If you'll have your con officer follow us, we should arrive at Riser within the day.
Very well, but we will be watching you. Sir, I have a lock on the... Oh, sorry. You rated it.
Sir, I have a lock on the Ashcroft's force signature. We should be able to track them even if they try to elude us.
Follow them, but maintain your distance. So, did you see any good April Fool's jokes apart from that one?
There was a game I play, a nation simulation game, and part of it is, what they did was they put pretended the game was, getting publicly floated. So they, gave players shares based on the population of their nations. So you'd be able to trade shares with other nations. So that was interesting.
I think the only one that stuck in my mind today was Star Wars: The Old Republic. They posted a new news report that said they're adding something to the 1.2 patch, which is the ability to play as your ship's droid, and they had a whole set of videos with describing this new feature, and it's a big April Fool's joke because what you'd be doing is you'd be cleaning the floors and windows. So that's not really not really fun gameplay, but they put some epic music behind it, and it made it seem more fun than it actually would be.
Oh, there was another one, upcoming game that's still in development, World of Warplanes, aircraft
Oh yeah,
fighting.
I think they
That
mentioned that on the GNT show earlier today.
yeah, that
So
was
we are in Risa apparently. Let me just bring up the
apparently.
UI again, and we've got an incoming communication. Captain, incoming communication from the High Council.
Put it through. Hello again, Lieutenant General. I have an update on the treaty talks. The first day has gone rather poorly so far. Our delegation feels that the Stallonians are catering far too much to the whims of the Federation. The High Council, however, is not entirely sure of that. Our lead delegate is Commander Ruchuka. Have you heard of him?
No, Councilman.
He has served the Empire for many years and has brought great honor to his house. But he has grown old and weak. The Council believes that he is trying to establish his worth again, but may be acting like a wild dog in doing so.
He should be given respect for his service.
There is no question of that. The High Council is not interested in dishonoring him or his house, but we do want you to take over the negotiations. You have done a great many things in the name of the Empire, and the Council feels that your glory and the honor will persuade the Stallonians to see things our way.
Does Commander Rochuka know about this?
No, he does not. The Council would like you to tell him and see that he is returned safely to Konos. I have no doubt that will take this news as an insult to his honor, but remember, he has grown old.
Of course, Councilman.
I will contact you at the end of the day to check on your progress and to speak with Commander Ruchuka.
Understood. I've located the coordinates of the conference room where the talks are taking place, sir.
Beaming down.
Maybe you should bring a healer. My one's just got one hypo spray. I haven't really taken the time to develop the crew on this ship. All of them are ensigns.
Except for the one you're bringing now.
Yeah, here's my first officer, Gorn. And I'm in a spacesuit. Let me just turn it on. There you go. Light on the top of my head. I can see better now. I should probably put on some armor though. Oh, and my inventory is full. I gotta get rid of some of this crap, otherwise I'm gonna have problems. How do I get rid of some of this stuff? What can I get rid of? I don't really want to get rid of any of this. This is all cool stuff. Maybe I can get... Oh no, I don't want to get rid of that. That's a fission engine. Let me get rid of this. This is rubbish. Discard. Can't believe I'm doing this live, like getting rid of my inventory. And that's probably rubbish. Get rid of the battery. Lower Mark 8 plasma rifle.
A lovely thing to do, yes, while we have people watching us.
Yeah, well, I couldn't pick anything up otherwise. So let's go on. No, this station looks familiar. This is like
Yes,
Space K7. It is.
Yeah, and they just built a platform up for the actual conference talks. Oh, have you seen the Stallonians over here?
Oh, no. What do they look like? Oh. Take a look at that. What do you think in the chat room? Interesting. I would have thought they looked like, Stahl.
Yeah, not really, but you want them to be alien, because they're meant to be alien.
So, do you want to be Commander Ochuka, or should I?
I'll try. Even though my Klingon's probably not all up to scratch. Nukne, I wasn't aware that the High Council was sending me any more aids.
I'm not here to assist you, Commander.
Not here to assist me? Then why are you here, Lieutenant General?
I'm here to relieve you of your duty.
What right do you have to do that? The Empire has trusted me with hundreds of negotiations. I have more honor in my little finger than you have in your entire family.
The High Council has recalled you to Kronos.
And why should I believe you? For all I know, you are a thieving Batak, trying to gain honor for yourself at my expense. Are you Romulan?
You may be old, but I would watch your words.
If it weren't for these treaty talks, I'd bury my bat'leth in your stomach.
There is no need for that.
Oh, I think there is a great need for it. You are disrespecting me and my family.
The Council will be contacting you tonight.
Am I supposed to sit here and do nothing until then? I am not weak.
I mean no dishonor, Commander.
If this is true, if the Council has recalled me, then it is not the messenger that I should be beheading. I will assist you until I hear from the Council tonight, but if it turns out that you are lying, you will not live to see tomorrow.
It would be an honor to die at your hands.
Of course it would. It would probably increase your house's honor as well. Ha! Now, why don't you speak to the other delegates and get an impression of each? Then return to me and we'll discuss strategy.
A good start. It looks like we've got 4 people to speak to. Ambassador Mitchum, Captain Viet, speak with Superfell and Pe'eri. So, who should we talk to first?
Ambassador Mitchum is just here.
Okay. Greetings, Captain. What can I do for you?
How do you feel these talks are going?
The Klingon is being rather difficult. The demands he is making on behalf of the Klingon Empire are ridiculous. We are here to discuss a treaty that will allow both of our governments to focus on the Borg. They are the true threat here now.
I am the acting delegate for the Empire now.
Then perhaps we can come to an arrangement that will see an end to the Borg threatening Alpha and the Beta quadrants.
We shall see. Captain Viet? Yes, Captain?
You are Andorian.
Nice of you to notice, and quite perceptive of you. I heard that not all Klingons, not all of the Empire is as intelligent as you.
I am the delegate for the Empire now. Forgive him, Captain. As I'm sure you're aware, Andorians are quite confrontational when it comes to other species. He will not be the one who will be negotiating. He will not be the one you will be negotiating with. I will be.
Very well. He will live. For now.
You know, he really looks from... You know, Andorian captains, now whenever I see them, I think of Captain Vakelshon from Enterprise F. Very coincidental that he happens to be here.
Okay, so which one? Pe'eri or Superfell?
I don't know, let's pick one to be beforehand. Like, which one do you want to be? And then I'll be the other one.
Well, I'll be the top one, Perry.
Okay, should we speak to Perry first then?
Okay. Hello, Lieutenant General. Perhaps you're looking for Superfell. Is the lead coordinator for these talks?
No, I wanted to speak with you.
Oh, well, what can I do for you?
How do you feel the talks are going?
The discussions have been heated thus far, but I feel that an agreement can be reached if both sides are willing to compromise.
I have another question. Tell me about your people.
Stallonians are very specific when it comes to information about us. We are great diplomats, as is apparent from our request to conduct these talks. We are also very deliberate in our actions. They are calculated and only taken when we are sure that the intended outcome is what we desire. Our homeworld was called Zinga. However, a massive asteroid struck the surface and made Zinga uninhabitable. Since then, our people have found a near-perfect world to live on, but we don't share its location with outsiders.
I can hear you laughing. Because, yeah. Wow, the homeworld's called Singer. Wow.
And a near-perfect world.
hmm I have another question. Actually, I don't. That'll be all. So let's speak to Spurfell. Ah, another of the Klingon delegation has arrived. I was not aware that your arrival was scheduled.
It wasn't. I have relieved Commander Ruchuka.
Curious. I'm sure that the Klingon Empire has its reasons for the replacement. The talks will reconvene tomorrow, and we will continue the deliberation on border disputes. I urge you to come with an open mind.
I have a few questions.
Of course, I'll do my best to answer your queries.
What has been discussed so far?
After much gloating and boasting by the Klingon delegate, the talks started with great friction. The first topic was to get both sides to respect each other. Not an easy task, but it was completed. The second topic was to discuss over whether the Borg pose a great enough threat to warrant this treaty. And the third topic has been the border disputes.
So which one? What about respect or just Borg?
I'll let you pick.
I'm gonna ask the Borg.
The Klingon Empire does not feel that the Borg are a significant threat yet. They are reluctant, but willing to work with the Federation to fight the Borg. The Federation seems almost desperate to form an alliance with the Empire. They do not share the Empire's optimistic view over the Borg threat. Both sides have agreed to work together to remove the Borg from the Alpha and Beta quadrants, however.
I have another question. I will go the respect question since that's,
The Federation seems to have always had respect for the Klingon Empire, but that respect is not mirrored by the Empire. Needless to say, both sides have agreed to refrain from confrontational behavior. The Klingon delegate has walked that line very carefully, however.
I have another question. Might as well ask the last question. What borders to disputes?
The Klingon Empire wishes to be compensated for their assistance to the Federation. They are demanding several systems be given up in the Eta Eridani sector. The Federation delegates appear not to be authorized to make any concessions in that area. We have called a recess so the Federation delegates can contact Starfleet tonight in regards to the disputes.
I have another question. I have more questions.
So many questions.
Okay, so we get, what is your opinion of the Empire and what is your opinion of the Federation? I'll ask about the Klingon Empire.
The Klingon Empire is a proud government. They often allow honor to overshadow logic, and will most likely be the side that causes these talks to fail. They must learn to put their pride and honor aside if the treaty is to be successful.
I have another question. What is your opinion of the Federation?
The Federation is built upon respect and a genuine interest in exploration. They want only peace among the galaxy, and seek to include new species in their organization. Their intentions in these talks are pure and honest.
I have another question, but nah, that's not all. That's all for now.
So we've met all the delegates. Who is supposed to speak to you now? Ruchuka again.
Yep.
Ruchuka.
To talk battle strategy in terms of diplomacy. You're doing Rachuka, aren't you?
No, it was you.
Have you met all our friends, Captain?
Yes, I have.
Then you know what I've been dealing with. These Pataks are not worth our time.
The High Council feels that they are.
That is unfortunate. Well, my word is honorable. I said that I would advise you in these talks, and that is what I would do, assuming the High Council will allow me to do so.
They should contact you tonight.
You should get some rest then, Captain. You have a lot of talking to do tomorrow.
You should do the same. Get some rest, Captain. You'll need your wits about you if you're to negotiate tomorrow.
Oh wait, first, can you just minimize that for a second and have a look at the waitress?
Yep, this one here. Very
Typical
familiar.
And
'Cause we are on Rice.
Bartender.
Rice and bartender. Nice details.
Oh, we can
Oh, talk to the
him.
bartender. Cool. Let's talk to the bartender.
What can I get for you?
for you? Well, let's get a blood wine.
The drink of Aurora, coming right up.
Kapla. Is that it? I didn't see a drink. Give me a drink.
Well, this is a default dialogue. You can't actually do a whole lot in terms of triggers. But you can ask some questions if you want to, or we can just move on.
Yep, let's ask them questions. I just want to know, in my mission, when you talk to the bartender, drinks do appear.
Which mission is that?
It's called The Syndicate Extraction by me, Galactrix, who I've never actually advertised on the show before, even though we've had 25 episodes.
I just thought I'd better give you that opportunity, since, I've used this show for my own advertising purposes.
So, what should we ask this guy?
Why is that one table raised above the others? Well, that's pretty obvious. How have the talks been going? What do you know about the Stallonians?
How about how the talk's been going?
Well, to be honest, I've not been paying attention that close to them. The Stallonians have insisted upon privacy. They have allowed me and my waitresses to remain in the room during the talks. I tend to keep busy cleaning the bar and cataloging my wares. However, I am certain that Klingon has grown quite agitated. His voice seems to only grow louder, and I haven't checked yet, but I'll wager anything that there is a dent in that table from his fist pounding on it so often.
I have another question. What do you know about the Stallonians?
A cryptic bunch, those Stallonians. They haven't eaten anything since they have arrived. Their diplomacy methods seem to revolve around a strict order, and they conduct the talks with a keen eye on every last detail.
Your answers have been helpful.
And a cryptic
Yes, there was another pun in there. I have a feeling that that's why this won the contest. Oh look, she's actually walking over to a replica, and then she walked away again. I wish I could get my NPCs to wander around like that. So let's get out of here. I'm gonna go rest.
Yes.
And now this is the map that they were all talking about on last week's bite-sized UGC. This is Risa, like we've never seen Risa before, I think Captain PF Daredon said.
Yeah, well... it does look pretty cool.
Why did you wake me?
Because I've never seen those, never seen these corridors before.
Okay. My apologies, Captain, but there's been a development. It appears that someone has attacked and murdered the lead Stallonian delegate, Spurfel.
What happened?
No one is sure yet, but the Federation delegates are blaming Commander Rochuka and Lieutenant Tralek. Everyone is out on the docks. I suggest we get there as quick as we can.
Let's go.
See, I'm
May
glad I
I
read that
first?
now, because my character's dead. Well, he's dead.
Uh-huh. For a place where there's been murder, you think there'd be a bit more activity in terms of, actual speed of people.
Well, there's nothing they can do about it. Ooh, twins.
There's only so many Risian costumes that are available.
There are quite a few actually, but not in the Foundry probably. They have a lot more on Ricer. They have like purple ladies and pink ones, and they have a Hulk.
Green. I'm walking a tightrope.
Got great
I
balance,
look.
those Lethians.
So, yeah. Not only are they telepathic, but they got great balance as well. He can even run.
Yep, that's a dead body.
And it's superfluous, so as we're being told. Captain, I'm glad that you are here. These Federation Pataks are accusing us of this terrible event. I will not stand for these kinds of accusations.
Nor should you, Commander.
We need to strike at them now. We cannot let this question of honor go unanswered.
I'm sure the Federation isn't so foolish. We are not foolish, Captain, but we weren't born yesterday either. Everyone knows that Commander Rachuka has been trying to undermine these discussions ever since he arrived. What better way to do that than to kill the Stellarian who is conducting the talks?
Careful with your words, Ambassador. How dare you! I only wanted what is best for the Empire. If the High Council think these talks are worth our time, then I'll appease their wishes, as I have been.
You are an honorable man, Commander.
The question remains, though, who murdered the Stellonian? All evidence so far points to the Klingon delegation.
Your assessment is foolish.
What evidence? We have been provided with no evidence in relation to this crime. We will not stand by and while our honor is placed into question.
No one is questioning your honor, Lieutenant.
Everyone needs to calm down. Sir Perfil would not want an argument to ensue over his death. I am sure there is a logical explanation for these events.
Logical?
Yes, logical. Everything has its place in the universe, Captain. These events must have transpired for a reason. We must launch an investigation to determine what that reason is.
Who will lead this investigation?
I do not feel that either the Federation delegates or the Klingon delegates are suitable for this task, but Ellie and myself will need to tend to the body in order to observe our death rituals. Since you have only arrived yesterday, the appropriate choice would be you, Captain.
Me?
That is unacceptable to the Federation, who will not have a member of the Klingon Empire conducting an investigation when their own delegation is the accused.
I think that is up to...
If you question our honor one more time, Patak, it will be the last word you utter.
Commander, stand down.
Captain Viet, Ambassador Mitchell, the captain will conduct the investigation. The captain is the closest observer that we have at the moment, and I am certain the investigation will be an honest and impartial. Right, Captain?
Of course.
I can't believe this. This entire investigation will be a mockery of the events.
Yillis has chosen me for this task. Quiet, Captain Viet. We will place our trust in the captain just as the Stellonians have. I'm sure the culprit will be apprehended before long.
Your trust is honorable. I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. The honor of the Empire sits upon your shoulders. Do not let it fall, or you will have to answer to me.
Yes, Commander.
I implore you, Captain, please find the party responsible for Superful's death. He was a great man. He had great honor.
I will do what I can.
Okay, I guess there's a bit of implied relationship between Superful and Peera. Okay. Then it is settled. You are free to begin your investigation, Captain. I'm sure we all look forward to reading your report.
I will begin in the morning. Let's return to our quarters and get some rest, Captain.
Agreed.
So that was a pretty cool map.
Hmm.
I wonder if we could be going back to it during like the daytime, or if that was the only time we'll see it. Seems like a pretty elaborate map to use for just a dead body lying on the ground.
Captain PF is joining us in the chat room too.
No, I didn't notice. There you go. Nice maps, he said. Yep, that's what he said.
And it looks like it's duplicated in daylight.
Yeah, there you go. See it in the daytime. And I've got
where to start?
People. There you go.
Mm.
Captain, I've put together a list of witnesses, or at least they claim to be witnesses. I've informed them that we would be contacting them. I think that would be the best place to start the investigation.
Very well, let's talk with each one.
Lots of witnesses. Where do we go first?
Yes. We'll go to this one up just ahead of us. Alan Thirst.
Hello, Captain. What can I do for you?
I was told you know something about the murder.
An unfortunate event. I'm sure this has placed a damper on the treaty talks between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. I did notice something peculiar.
And what was that?
I was walking along the beach last night and I noticed the Stellonians heading out onto the docks. They seemed to be genuinely enjoying themselves, doing a bit of stargazing from the looks of it.
What is odd about that?
Well, it wasn't the actions of the two males that concerned me, rather the actions of the female. She seemed to be very nervous. She kept looking around as if she was expecting something to happen. She also kept a short distance between herself and the other two Stellonians. But who am I to say anything? It could just be another crazy courting ritual.
Did she ever find what she was looking for?
I'm not sure, Captain. After they walked further out onto the docks, I lost sight of them. My journey took me further down the beach, and my attention was quickly annoyed with the sound of arguing Ferengi.
This information may be useful.
Okay, so first piece of information has got me thinking maybe it was the female Stellonian, had something to do with something. And then there's arguing Ferengi now that we haven't heard of before.
So it was those down Ferengi, I tell ya.
Purple Ferengi.
Oh well, here's some Ferengi, but not quite the Ferengi we want. Aha, here's the Ferengi we want. This is Kerdamon. Yes, what do you want? I'm very busy here at the moment.
I'm investigating the Stellonians' murder.
Okay, that wasn't a very good Ferengi accent, but yes. Ah, yes, I heard about that. Or rather, let's just say I heard it. We Ferengi have great ears, you know, and mine are especially acute. I guess that is why I'm doing so well with my business. So many Ferengi were eager to get into the Gamma Quadrant when there was still so much profit left to be had here.
What did you hear?
Well, I had just arrived on the planet last. I think I'm going to give up on the accent. My employees were supposed to have beamed down the supplies as soon as we arrived, but that did not happen. I beamed down to find that not only had my delivery not been made, but my employees were out on the docks fraternizing with the locals. Some Ferengi would give up all the profit in the universe for Umox. As I said, I found them on the southernmost portion of the dock. Should have thrown them over.
And then what happened?
I made them get back to work, of course. I had already automatically deducted the 30-minute break for the day while they were on the way here. I'm not going to pay them to stand around here while my customers are without their goods.
And this is when you heard something?
I'm getting to that part. My employees went back to work, and, of course, I couldn't just leave the Reason females there on the dock unoccupied. We chatted a while. They showed me their propensity for Umox, and that is when I heard the shot.
What did it sound like?
It sounded like weapons fire. What do you think it sounded like? I'd know. Sort of like a Klingon disruptor. Not that I'm implying a Klingon would dishonor themselves in such a manner, but you did ask.
Are you certain it sounded that way?
Captain, when I'm receiving Umox from females with such skill as these Rizians, my lobes are very sensitive. I am certain of what I heard. It was a Klingon disruptor. I do hope you find out who perpetrated this atrocious act, Captain. I would hate for such an event to sour any future business opportunities I have here.
Your statement is appreciated. Okay, so the murder weapon is a Klingon disruptor.
Well, good thing I don't have a disruptor then. It's a Polaron weapon.
Yeah, I got a Polaron beam pistol. And a laser light lever. Or bat'leth. I actually have both, but I don't know what I've got equipped at the moment.
I didn't get my laser lurper or bat'leth. Ooh, hello, lady.
You aren't going to attack me, are you? No, you wouldn't do that in broad daylight with so many people around.
Why would you say that?
Well, you work for the Klingon Empire, don't you? I've heard about you. It was your government that sent the assassins, wasn't it?
I'm trying to find out who did this. Yes.
Well, I wouldn't look any further than that Klingon. What's his name? Rose something or another.
Why would you incriminate him?
I saw him last night. He was following the Stallonians. He came out of their quarters and started to head toward the beaches. The Klingon kept his distance from them, but he was most definitely following them.
You saw this with your own eyes?
Yes, I was in the square there, watching the shadows from the flames cast upon the stone, when I noticed the Stallonians rushing toward the beaches. Now that I think about it, they seem to be in a big hurry. Maybe they were running away from the Klingon.
There is no evidence of that.
I'm the evidence. I saw it. They must have been trying to get away from the Klingon.
Was anyone else around?
No, it was just me there last night, all alone, by myself, as usual. I did get invited along with some Ferengi, but I don't like Ferengi much.
So I have to take your word for it.
I'm not lying. That's what I saw.
Very well. Your assessment has been noted.
Okay, and the plot thickens. So Rochuka could have been following them, maybe, if she wasn't lying.
But yes, it does sound suspicious, a story about watching the flames.
And she was alone, so she couldn't be corroborated.
Mm.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get up there somehow. I'm gonna have
You
to go
might
on the
want to come
bridge.
over to the bridge. Yes.
Yes. I'm just following the exclamation mark on my map. What the Foundry needs is those virtual guidelines.
Oh, that would be cool. Hello, Captain. Pleasant view, isn't it?
I suppose it is, yes.
I come to Riser as often as I can. I love the sunsets here, and the skies are so clear you could spend an entire evening counting the stars. It is simply breathtaking.
What do you know about the murder?
Not much, I'm afraid. In fact, I was standing here last night taking in the view. All that I managed to catch was a short glimpse of some green energy bolts. They put a very interesting hue across the water for a few moments. I'm afraid that is what drew my attention the most.
Did you see who fired?
No, I'm afraid I did not.
Was there anyone else with you?
There was some Ferengi here when I arrived, but they all left soon after. Some kind of argument erupted, and they took off with their Risian women in tow.
Your statement is noted. Sir, judging from the interviews, it appears that the majority of the evidence points to Commander Rochuka as the assassin. Perhaps you should go question him next.
Unfortunately, it appears that way. I'm just going to go a quick wander around the docks for a moment before interviewing. Apparently Rogue says he's jelly. I don't understand why.
Because it's pretty awesome map building, and he's turned to jelly in amazement. Does use a lot of elements that I haven't seen before, like he sunk buildings into the sea to make them like piers, and then stuck the rope bridges on them as well.
And apparently Captain B.F. Dennis is peanut butter. Is it
Peanut butter and jelly,
time?
And if you notice, these are the same buildings over here in a row, and they make this long archway.
Yeah.
Because if you can notice, they're the same roofs.
The buildings are called.
I don't, but you probably do, because you seem to know everything in like the Foundry, like the buildings.
And this is one of the few ones I don't.
Very clever to make them into a canopy, tunnel.
But these are basically the same huts though that are on Rotha, just
in the floor. I have to spin around to find out where Rajuka is.
Standing right next. Fine day, isn't it, Captain? I spoke to the High Council last night. They have agreed to allow me to remain here, to assist you. It may have something to do with the choice of words that I had for them. This Klingon has not lost his fire yet.
We need to talk.
What is this about? What has happened now?
The evidence so far points to you, Commander.
What evidence? I know that you've been out speaking with those apparent witnesses. Is it what they have told you, that I did this?
Indications are leaning that way, yes.
Let me ask you, Captain, what honor is there in such a crime? Attacking a defenseless man is one of the most dishonorable things to do. You and I both know that I would not bring such dishonor to my house or to the Empire.
Do we both know that?
You doubt me? Captain, I have served the Empire for a great many years. I have provided countless glories in the name of the Empire. I have honored Klingon traditions and laws my entire life. I will let my service to the Empire speak for itself from now on. Just know that if you continue to accuse me of such disgraces, that I may not take it so lightly.
I'm just telling you where the evidence points.
Well, it is pointing you in the wrong direction, Captain. I can assure you of that.
I will continue my investigation. Sir, I'm not entirely sure that the commander is to blame for this. He is Klingon after all, and such an action would dishonor his family for generations to come. Perhaps we should move on to the body of the Stellonian. If we can confirm or deny that the Stellonian was killed by a Klingon disruptor, it should shed some light onto this situation. We may have to speak with the other Stellonians first, though. They'll probably be in the infirmary.
Let's go find them. Oh, turn around. Here we go.
Enter the infirmary.
Oh, the whole building is flashing.
This is the infirmary,
apparently, sir. There was a rising woman stuck in the infirmary, jumping around.
Really? Where?
Oh, she's gone now, but it was just right in front of us.
And while we do that, while we enter the infirmary, let's play Bite Size UGC. I got a brand new one this week, thanks to Captain PF Dennis.
Welcome to Bite Size UGC, where nothing worth doing takes more than 3 minutes. I'm Kirk Vat. With me as usual is Captain PF Dennis. This show marks our 20th episode. There have been many ups and downs.
That's right, Kirk Vat. And tonight's review of Becoming the Enemy's Friend by Logitech 007 has both. Let's begin with the story. You are sent to Romulan space to discover what happened to ships and personnel lost in previous failed missions, and to confirm the identity of their inside man. After meeting a couple of admirals and collecting intel, you proceed. I could do an entire show on the grammar and spelling in the dialogue. It made it difficult to understand the plot at times, but that is so easily fixable.
My favorite part of the mission involved a fight between my bridge officers. I also appreciated some character tweaks in the beginning, like an ensign challenging me to racquetball. However, as the mission went on, it was increasingly difficult to follow the plot, simply because the space battles, combined with lots of unnecessary dialogues, made it difficult to remember what I was doing and why I was doing it. I appreciated what the author was trying to do as far as leaving little clues that built up to a conclusion, but with so many prompts like my bridge officer saying the ship has been destroyed after I see it blow up, it was distracting from the plot. We gave story 3.5 stars. On to map design.
Maps were well done in my view. I liked the internment camp particularly. Overall, the mission had a nice look to it that only strengthened the atmosphere.
I also appreciated some of the details of the maps, especially the sickbay with so many beds and NPCs. The scenery for space battles was also very solid. Many of these may have been cryptic-made maps, but they were all very nice. We gave map design 4 stars out of 5.
Now on to tech. Pretty standard stuff here. I wish Logitech had included a way for the player to pick off the enemies in the guard tower, like from a distance requiring a sniper rifle. Lots of potential there.
You can tell that this author wrote the mission in a word processor and then discovered the severe limit of dialogue button responses. But instead of dealing with that limitation, the author had my bridge officers speak for me in my first-person voice. This was highly distracting and confusing. It makes me wish that Logitech could use a costume for the player. But without that feature, it was not a good workaround in my opinion. Might we suggest using Prop Federation Console for the contact with a different color font? Tech got 3 stars.
Finally, difficulty. I could just edit in an enormous sigh here. Difficulty was, well, insane. Every map had you up against battleship-level mobs in space, and the final room of the Romulan base was absolutely unwinnable. With several commander-level mobs with medics galore, you just could not kill them. Normally you could chip away between respawns, but there was no respawn point near the room. Once dead, you had to start at the beginning of the map. By the time you got back to the fight, medics had risen the dead. I didn't complete this mission.
I also didn't complete the mission, but for a different reason. I had an easier time with space combat by spawning my hollow fleets with a science ship, but for me, it was fun up until a point when it became overkill. If you love space combat, then you should enjoy this mission, but I found it tedious. Difficulty got 2.5 stars.
And here's the bite-sized breakdown for Becoming the Enemy's Friend by Logitech 007.
Support the Foundry by playing these missions for yourself. Remember, tip generously.
This has been episode 20 of Bite Size UGC.
That was the bite-sized breakdown review of Logitech 007's Becoming the Enemy's Friend. Thanks to Captain PF Dennis and Kirk Pratt for reviewing that. And last week they also reviewed this mission that we're playing now, Federation Desperation, so you want to check that out on YouTube. So we are back on Risa inside the infirmary, which looks a lot like the conference room that we were in before, except the tables are in different places.
YouTube. Okay, so there's that Dr. Pe'eri, which has actually got a minor spelling thing. Oh no, it's not. I just misread it. The E shouldn't be capitalized, should it? Do you remember?
I think that's the way it was before. Yeah, it's a name.
Okay.
Should we take the doctor first? Because he's just standing there and it's not part of the objective, but that obviously means that he's got something to say.
What kind of injury do you have?
I'm not injured.
What can I do for you then?
What can you tell me about Superflu's body?
That would preclude Dr. Client confidentially, Captain, not to mention the wishes of the Stolonians. However, I would not be able to tell you much. They would not let me examine the body.
That's interesting. I thought in a murder investigation they would let you examine the body. Well, I have another question. Where is everyone?
There aren't many injuries on Risa, Captain. The most we get here are sprained ankles or pulled muscles. Risa is a planet of relaxation.
I have no more questions.
Well, that wasn't helpful.
Nope, but they did tell us that they haven't let us examine the body.
Hello, Captain. How is your investigation coming along?
Very slowly.
That is most unfortunate. I must apologize for my mood. As you can imagine, I am not the most agreeable right now. But how can I help you?
May we inspect the body?
I'm afraid that won't be possible, Captain. Our customs forbid the deceased from being touched by any hands except Stallonian hands.
What if we just run scans?
That would be one in the same. I'm sorry, but no. Superflu's body is currently undergoing the Stallonian death ritual and will not be available for examination.
Did you notice anything last night?
It happened so fast. My mind is still trying to make sense of everything. We were all looking over the water and stars. A green flash illuminated the area for a moment, and when I turned, Superflu was on the ground.
You didn't see who did this?
My concern was focused on Superflu. I only heard footsteps leading away, and laughter. A deep, hearty laugh.
I am sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Captain. And I am sorry that I cannot be of any further assistance to you.
You should rest.
You can take over your loss since
Since you're doing both the Stallonians. Okay, I'll do this one. I'll do Julius. Okay. We will, Captain. However, the treaty talks will have to be postponed until we complete our tribute to Superfell. I'm afraid I won't be able to help you any further. My attention was drawn to Perry and Superfell that night. I did not see our attackers.
Very well. I will continue the search.
Sir, I'm receiving a message from the Ryzens. Apparently, the Ferengi are complaining that they can't relay any messages through the communication satellite in orbit around Ryza's moon. The Ferengi indicate that one of their customers may have some information on this attack, but they cannot receive the message because of the damaged satellite.
What kind of information?
They did not say, sir, but knowing the Ferengi, I wouldn't expect it to come cheap. The Ryzians are asking us to attempt to repair their satellite since you are the lead investigator over this crime. They feel that both the Klingon delegation and the Federation delegation may not want this message to get through.
Let's go repair it then.
The ship is ready to beam us up, sir.
Well, it's a good thing that I'm an engineer, so, repairing a Federation satellite is probably, easy.
Yep, I'm glad you're along, because I'm just a tactical.
You shoot things and make them
I
die.
shoot things.
No, I'm sort of expecting there to be a puzzle in these missions.
Yeah, you kind of expect that in investigation missions. I think the puzzle is trying to work out who's the murderer, though, in these kind of missions.
True.
Kind of reminds me of, did we ever play Murder on the Sapphire Tide on the show?
No, we haven't.
No, they did it for podcast UGC, though. That was
Yeah.
a pretty good investigation mission.
Uh-oh, Romulans.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. They have green weapons as well, don't they?
Yes, plasma. Oops, I'm getting a bit dead here. You may want to come and help me.
I thought you could heal yourself because you're an engineer.
Yes, I am. And I will. But, I can't do it all on my own.
There goes one to Deridex.
There we go. A few items to take and a satellite to repair, but...
Scanning for more Romulan ships. None found. Captain, it is possible the Romulan Deridex class ship was guarding or even responsible for disabling the communications satellite.
Twice in 2 days that we've seen Romulans.
We should fix the satellite, sir. We need to see what information the Ferengi can get for us.
Get on with it. And here we go. I'm about to repair the satellite.
Sir, the satellite has been repaired. I'm also receiving an incoming transmission.
Put it through. You are welcome, Lieutenant General.
For what?
Why, for the free information. Haven't you scanned the moon yet? I would have thought after the Romulan attack you'd scan the area for Romulan presence. Perhaps your crew is not as glorious as I once thought.
We are not here for insults. Permission to find him and hold him and his crew for questioning, Captain?
That may not be a bad idea. Oh, there is no need for that. After all, I've been so gracious to you. I'm not even charging you. If I were you, I'd run the scans on the moon, Captain. Until we meet again.
Scan the moon. Captain, I'm detecting a small array of caverns on the moon. There are residual transporter traces as well. They are Romulan, sir.
Let's see where that leads us.
Coordinates set, sir.
beam us down.
Well, there you go. I think it's been a pretty interesting story so far because I've totally forgotten that we fought the Romulans at the beginning of the mission. I should have thought, oh yeah, Romulans.
Now this is a pretty good. He brought the Romulans in, so it's not a total surprise, but it seems totally separate from the main from the story that you just leave it be and get more hooked up into was it lieutenant, was it the commander, or was it that Andorian?
Let's scan the area.
Done.
Captain, I'm detecting several Romulan life signs deeper within the cavern. I'm also reading a rather large heavy energy source, but the signature seems to be masked.
Inspect the caverns and eliminate any Romulans.
I heard something beaming in. There's a console flashing over here. Low force field.
That's probably to bring down the force field that was there. I just vaporized him with my mind. Okay, move on, I guess.
Captain, I suggest we scan the equipment in this room before we move on. It may give us a clue to what's going on here. See, there you go, moving on.
Well. Oh, scan.
Captain, this generator is producing a large amount of energy. It appears to be piped into the next room. Something over there is really drawing a lot of power.
Let's find out what it is. Or perhaps shall we find
shoot things? Oops. Gotta remember I've got shooter mode on, so every time I click a mouse button it shoots people.
Okay.
Sir, these crates are filled with various components of holographic technology. Nothing large scale, only single emitters with a rather low output.
Oh, I know what happened. The Romulans are being holographs, and so I think their Lieutenant Tralek is a Romulan.
Lieutenant Tralek, the Klingon woman?
Yes. Or maybe it's Commander Rocek. Or they pretended to be Commander Rocek, not actually Commander Rocek. Okay, there's some rummies. Let's do some rummy extermination. Oh, Talash is almost dead.
Yeah, I'm dead. See if one of your boss can help me.
Oh, here's a console that has a thing on it. Interesting. Talk to power distribution node.
So, this is the power distribution node for the Romulan base. It appears as though the Romulans have sabotaged it, however. All power is being rerouted to keep that force field up. If we can redistribute the power through this node, we should be able to lower the force field.
What do we have to do?
The Romulans have removed several of the power transfer conduits. If we manage to replace them in the grid so the power is evenly distributed across all possible paths, then the force field should drop. There are some spare transfer conduits over here, but each are rated for a different power transfer level.
Rated for a different level?
Yes, sir. Each conduit will transfer a specific amount of power. The node matrix works additively. This means that the power through each conduit will be added to the other conduits in that path. If we can get the power flow through each path to be a transfer of exactly 15 units, that should be enough to drop the force field. It also looks like several of the existing conduits have been fused into place. We will have to work with them in their current locations, sir.
Okay, looks like here's the puzzle.
Here is the puzzle that you were talking about. You just knew that there would be a puzzle. Look at that. There's a little green writing in a grid and a... See?
Okay, so 5, 7, and 1. So that means Y must be 3 and C must be 9.
Yep.
So
like
the question is, what's A?
Algebra puzzle. So what is A? Okay, so if C, what did you say C was 9?
C is 9 and Y is a 3.
And Y is a 3. C is 9
Okay.
and Y is a 3. That would
Okay,
make...
so it can't be 8 because that would make B 0 and there's no 0. Can be 6 though. Actually, it can't be 6
Okay.
because that would make P 2 and Z can't be 12. So let's try 4. It's got to be 4. Or 4 or 2.
Well, I've clicked 4 and it seems to have come up, unless it's, you know, just a fake thing. But which transfer conduit should go into B? So that should be 2
Oh
then, huh?
no, it can't be 4 because then B would be 4 as well.
Oh yeah, 15. So it must be 3 and then B is... No, I mean... Yeah, B would be
Yeah.
5.
B
But there's no 5.
has-
That's been used already.
Yeah. A has to be 2 then. B is 6. C is 9. Y is 4. Y is 3. And Z is 8. Ha! I did
Okay,
it.
you did it. Okay, so I still have to do it. So let's see. A is
Well,
2.
hang on, let me
3
look at
is 6. C is
9.
9.
Oh.
X is obviously going to be that. Y is 3. And then Z is 8. That's it, Catherine. The force field should be down now. It also looks like it's restored power to this device. It looks like a hologram display.
What are these Romulans up to?
So that's a pretty interesting puzzle. I did notice that there was a skip the puzzle option though, as well. So that's pretty cool. Kind of reminded me of Sudoku.
Yeah, it was basically a very small Sudoku. But I'm just too awesome. Okay, commander's down, just the last few hand to go, and ta-da! Let's read these logs.
Captain, it appears that the Romulans have been keeping a very close eye on the treaty talks. There are recordings of the majority of the meetings, as well as detailed personnel profiles on each of the delegates.
Attempting to sabotage the talks?
Unknown, sir. There's a reference in the files on the Stellonians, something about holographic images. Perhaps we should inspect the console near the holographic images in the other room.
Agreed. Oh, don't tell me the Stellonians are holograms. Dr. Holographic Emitter Console.
Captain, according to these files, the Romulans are creating holographic images of the Stellonians.
Do you know why?
I believe so, sir. The Romulans are the Stellonians. They are using holographic emitters designed to mask an entire person with a hologram. The signal being sent to Riser from this moon must be the way the Romulans are keeping track of the Romulan imposters.
And the murder?
The murder was put in place to try and derail the treaty talks. It looks like the Romulans are working with the Ferengi. There's information here about incriminating Commander Rachuka with the murder.
Download it. We'll use it to clear his name.
Yes, Captain. Wait, there's something else. Apparently the Ferengi double-crossed the Romulans. It looks like there was a dispute about the payment.
Ferengi.
I have the information downloaded, sir. We should get this to both delegations as quickly as we can. The ship is ready to beam us back, sir.
Take us to the conference room on Riser.
So there you
That
go.
was
Stellonians were Romulans in holographic disguise.
I didn't pick that were the Stellonians, but you know, it's good. I do love it how it worked out. I assume, of course, that both parties will see. Oh, look at this! Captain, I hope you have an update for us. I grow tired of the Federation accusing me of murder.
I do have news.
Have you figured out what we already know, investigator?
Unless Starfleet is allied with the Romulans.
What? How dare you insinuate such a thing? Starfleet has no reason to be in. Wait, what are you talking about?
The Romulans have been spying on the talks.
Romulan Patarchs? No doubt they have been trying to assassinate the delegates on both sides. With the Federation and the Empire forced to war over this, they would have time to re-emerge. But why murder a Stellonian?
They are the Stellonians.
You can't expect us to believe that without proof, Captain. You telling me the Stellonians are genetically modified Romulans?
Not exactly. Here's the data we downloaded.
Downloaded? From where? Are the Romulans here on Riser? Show me where they are, and I'll rip them limb from limb.
Not here, but on Riser's moon.
I see. They've been using holographic technology. We will have to study your findings further, Captain. But we will accept them for now, but the treaty talks must be suspended until we can analyze them further. I would, however, like to have discussion with the other Stellonians.
Where are they?
I would like to do more than talk to them. Last I heard was that they were still in the infirmary.
Let's go find them then. Captain, I'm receiving word from the Ryzians that the Stallonians have returned to their ship. The Ryzians want to know if the talks have concluded, so they know whether to open up the conference room again.
Where's their ship?
It must be in orbit, sir. The Ryzians only left a few minutes ago.
The Ryzians say they only left a few minutes.
Yeah, the Ryzians say that, and that didn't make sense in my head either.
We have to track them.
The ship is standing by, sir.
Beam us up. We get some combat. This is a, yes, good Klingon response to the situation.
Incoming transmission.
Incoming transmission, sir.
No, it's your friend again.
Yes. Why, hello there, Captain. I'm so glad you are still alive and well after your visit to the moon. These Romans can be quite pesky.
You're the one working with them.
Was, Captain. Was working with them. You see, the Romulans and I have very different ideas about what constitutes payment. I guarantee that they'll think twice before trying to swindle a Ferengi again. Why else do you think that I helped you before?
The communication satellite?
Bravo, Captain. You have figured it out. Well, I don't think that I could leave you without giving you one last parting gift. If you're looking for the Romulans, you'll find them at these coordinates. There are several cloaked ships there, though, Captain. Don't say I didn't warn you. As always, it was a pleasure doing business with you.
You're still a part of this. He closed the channel, sir. I'm not sure where he was transmitting from, but I'm not detecting any Ferengi vessels in the area. He did transmit a set of coordinates, though.
We'll find him later.
Coordinates laid in, sir.
Let's finish these Romulans. Okay, where are they?
Over there, 20 kilometers away.
Oh, there we go.
Ship is under attack. Target shields have failed. Four shields failing.
No, these Romulans are hardly doing anything to me.
Target shields have failed.
It's interesting, I just realized that they're matching my level, the Romulans. They're not matching your level.
They're the same level as me.
Well, they say 0 for me, and I'm only captain level something. 39.
Hmm. Interesting. Weird. They say 0 for me. Must be a bug in.
Could be, because I'm not squad matching you. Unless it does it automatically now for Foundry missions.
No, it doesn't say you're fighting at anything. It says you're -11 to me, but the Romulans are still 0. Maybe they just probably set it. I don't know.
Could be, I don't know. Captain, I'm picking up additional Romulan ships close to the moon. They appear to be leaving orbit.
After them.
Yep, there they are.
There we go. Gotta face the right way before I can kill some rummies.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Oh, you triggered the battleships.
75%. Left shields failing. More shields failing.
Yep, got blown up. No, the respawn point wasn't that far away, so that was pretty lucky.
No.
I guess it must have been set up that way.
Didn't.
Ship is under attack.
I'm trying to kill this escort first.
Target shields have failed.
Okay, now I can get onto these battleships.
I hope my Bioneural warhead picks a good ship to blow up.
Oh, I'm dead. From the explosion.
Target shields have failed. Rear shields failing.
And there you go, you killed him. No, he killed you. Though.
He killed me with one torpedo. So I guess he is probably several levels above me. But it says 0 for some reason. Let me just try matching your squad level and see what happens.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target shields have failed.
Yeah, there you go. It says 0 now for me, but the number is green, whereas before it said 0 and the number was red before, which is a bit weird. So it's reporting wrong numbers of things in either group missions or foundry missions. I don't know what it is. The game is wrong. We discovered another bug live on broadcast UGC.
Scanning the moon.
I'm not detecting any other Romulan ships, sir. It looks like we've destroyed them all. I'm also not detecting any signs of Romulans on the moon. We could fire a few torpedoes and destroy the caverns, but I'll leave that up to you, sir.
Glory and honor.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the High Council. They want to know how the treaty talks are going.
Send them the information.
Relaying the information now, sir, but I'm sure they will want a full report soon.
They'll have one after I get some rest.
Understood, sir.
Hang on. Damn it. Skipped ahead. I'm firing torpedoes.
There's still no sign of the Ferengi, sir. I'm afraid he may be gone.
For now, at least. Set course for Connors.
Course laid in, sir. Thank you for playing this mission. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave some feedback in your review of how it can be improved.
Warp 5.
Okay, I'm gonna leave my review. I finally leave a tip this week because it didn't work last week. My review, I can never think of one of this. I'll write one later. So what did you think of this mission, Bazag?
I thought it was a fun mission. A good puzzle, good mystery to it. I just, had.
What do you think of this? What do you think of the story?
No, the story was good. It was Klingon. I wasn't really sure when I first said that this was a Klingon mission, just how a Klingon investigation would go. But he's done a really Mazikin has done a really good job with it, and it's kept the Klingonness of the story and dialogue, but still with investigative slash puzzle gameplay.
Yeah, definitely. I think we mentioned at the beginning this was part of the contest, and they all had the same template. Like you had to set it on Riser with a murder of the Stallonian diplomat, and yeah, that's a good point that this is a Klingon mission, whereas I think others in the contest were Federation missions. I think there were some other Klingon missions, but yeah, you would have thought at first, whoever was writing this mission, they'd say, yeah, it's on Riser, it's an investigation, let's do a Federation mission. So I'm glad Mazikin made this Klingon stuff for us to do, because I had to test out my new Jem'Hadar Purple Raptor. And so, what do you think of the ground map for the Riser? That was a pretty impressive ground map.
Yes, that was is it must have taken a lot of work to precisely place each individual um, thing for the corridors.
I'm pretty glad they got to use the outdoor map twice, at night and in the day, because you could see the difference, and you got to explore around it more.
Actually,
Because
wasn't that 3 times? One at night, one in day, and one after the infirmary.
did we go outside the infirmary? I don't know. I think we beamed straight out of the infirmary to orbit, didn't we?
You had to recheck with. Oh no, that was after we checked with Ruchuk. So yeah, probably went straight up to orbit. Oh yeah, that's right. We had to repair the satellite.
hmm And this is the Rise of Space map, I think, isn't it? So this is just a regular cryptic map, unless he's recreated it by sticking Ricer there and a moon here. There is a moon around Ricer, isn't there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't really checked the Ricer map myself, but that definitely looks like Ricer to me. Green planet, blue seas, and the only other ground map we saw was the K7 type station map, and there was the
Yeah.
conference room, which was like the bar, and then the infirmary, which was the admiral's office, redressed around.
Mm.
So we have to take into account this mission also has, had a time limit to be made, a couple of weeks, I think. So I think most of the work was done on the Riser, probably the custom Riser map. So that's a pretty good effort, isn't that? What do you think of the puzzle technology used in the mission?
Yeah, it was a great mini game. It's uses basic
Kind of
what
Sudoku
I call
rules.
yeah basic quiz mechanics in terms of the story, in terms of the structure. But it was a great mini game.
I thought it made sense when you saw it, and then obviously all the lines had to match up to 15, which obviously isn't Sudoku because Sudoku has to go to 10. But it had the same kind of feel to it.
Well,
I
yeah, Sudoku is more incorporating every single number in every single line from
which
1
is
to
kind of what
9.
we had to do as well because we couldn't reuse the number again. That was pretty
Yeah.
interesting. But I
So
have
it
seen that
it
kind of puzzle before where all the lines match up to 15 because that's a pretty specific puzzle.
it's one that's, I know, has been used in papers, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called either. But I'm pretty glad that there was a skipped option, just in case the people couldn't get it. Because, when you're doing a mission, sometimes you think, oh my god, algebra, I have to get a calculator out.
It's not so much that one wasn't algebra. It was more, logic. Place
Yeah, fill in the
what you
gaps, the
can
missing
place
ones.
immediately, and then see what try and work out something from there.
hmm So, what do you think about the difficulty of the space battles that we had to do? They were pretty, because we did blow up
Only the
once
last one
or twice. Yeah.
really was fairly complex, but that's probably because we brought in both mobs.
Both, yeah, I ran in there and then they saw through my cloak and they started shooting at me. So I didn't expect that. And otherwise, the other stuff we did was pretty good level, I think. I wasn't even squad matching you, so I didn't. I only died once on the ground, but that's because my shields ran out. And then I was trying to pop a hypo, but then I pressed the wrong button because my Klingon actually has a different tray setup than my other characters, so I wasn't expecting that. I pressed the wrong button. So all in all, I think that was a pretty good mission.
Yeah.
Pretty glad we played that. So that was Federation Desperation by Mazakin, which you can obviously play on the Klingon side because we are Klingons. And I'm only level 39 captain, so it's pretty doesn't you don't have to be like a lieutenant general to play this. I'm not sure what the minimum level cap is though. There were Romulans in the mission.
Yeah,
so it
Romulans are
probably
level
has
16.
Yeah.
As far as I know, the Romulans are the only actual combat, so it should be any level for Klingons currently.
So that's pretty good.
Because minimum level is 21.
Okay, so we'll see you again next week, and I hope you enjoy Klingon Awareness Week, which is also why we play this mission, which is now, apparently. Starts today. So we'll
support the Klingon
support the
boundary
Klingons.
mission,
Yeah.
alts, and there's many events coming up that I've heard of, so keep an ear out.
Yep, so keep an ear out with us and follow us on Twitter at BroadcastUGC where you'll find all the news, and check out starbaseugc.com where we'll post this on in a couple of days when I get this on YouTube. So see you next week. Bye.
This is Ford. I have a mission for you. We have an operative on a deep cover assignment investigating the activities of the Orion Syndicate. She needs an extraction.
I am responsible for her safety, but I cannot save her alone. You, your ship, and your crew are her only hope.